how I'm testing the integration of the React refresh with the WordPress scripts, which means I'm testing that with a scaffolded block, and that works only this way. It doesn't integrate nicely with the Gutenberg plugin for now, but it's something that we could add at the in the future. So let's start with setting up a place for a plugin. So we will need a plugin to be integrated with the WP-end that I'm using. So I'm using this WP-end.override.json file when I can provide a list of alternative plugins. So what happens when you run WP-end start, in the future it will just find this plugin and you will just activate that. However, first what I need to do is I need to create a plugin. So I'm running npx wp dash create dash block, and I will give it the name Gutenberg, and I will use no WP scripts flag. So this flag allows us to skip installing WordPress scripts from npm. Instead, we will be using a local copy that is modified to have all the support for React fast refresh. It takes a while because it installs also dependencies like WordPress components, WordPress element, and WordPress blog editor, and I guess one more. So yeah, that takes a while. Probably for development, it would be great to disable that. And yeah, so once it happens, we'll be able, so at the moment already, we have the plugin scaffolded, as I said, is just installing node modules take a lot of time. We have the plugin that's ready. Also, you see package lock is created. Okay, so now we can run npx wp-end start, and as I mentioned, it will use this Gutenberg folder to make all the necessary integration with plugins. And also it takes a while because it needs to do all the necessary things to activate the image in Docker and activate those plugins and start WordPress instance and apply a lot of things that I have no idea about. And yes, so that should be it. And the last step to make that work is to go into the Gutenberg folder, because at the moment, as you can see on the this on the right side, we don't have the build folder, so we need to run the WP script. So to do that, we go up and go to the Gutenberg project, and we run WP scripts from there, and we will be using start, because this is where the React fast refresh is integrated, and we will use a new flag code because this feature is behind the feature flag, so we have some time to test that before it gets exposed to the to everyone. So yeah, and I made a typo, WP scripts, of course, yes. And as you can see, it's doing something behind the scenes. And what happened now is that we have the build folder, and for now it just contains CSS, JSS files, PHP assets, like asset files, and source maps for the code. That would be about that. So let's see. Yes, here we have it, everything working. And if we go to install plugins, this browser is Chrome, this browser is Safari. So let's check in both places. Gutenberg and Gutenberg are activated, and same here. So I had some other plugin in the past, it was deactivated because I removed the files. So That's the basic setup. Now let me explain what we did to make everything happen. So in the build for the iRun, I executed npm run build in the Gutenberg plugin because I added two new entry points that are specific to React fast refresh. So the one here is React refresh entry point. So this is comes with this Webpack plugin, React Fresh Webpack plugin, and it contains some magic that makes sure that you can configure everything for the React and React DOM just before they are installed. So it's like in the on the tree. Let me check the source code later, maybe later. So that's one thing, and there's also React Refresh runtime, and this is also something that runs on every page load for React Fast Refresh. So it's again like React Refresh, it's shipped by the React team and it contains all the things necessary there. So basically, this is necessary when you don't want to use React developer tools, and it in theory it works in Chrome and probably Firefox without those two files, but I wanted to make it work with every browser without too much hassle. So the thing is that you need to have React refresh entry inside your WordPress instance, which means it can be tested only with the Gutenberg plugin at the moment. We can add that later to WordPress core if necessary, and those two entry points are behind the script debug constant, so they are only enabled when that flag is set to true, which means only in the development mode. Okay, that's a lot of preparation, and now let's go and open here, pages, no, comments, posts are here, yes, and posts are here. And let's go here, and let's open both posts. And as you can see here, it was that, hello, okay. And in here, let's add a new plugin, Gutenberg. Let's do the same in here. Okay, and basically, because this thing is enabled, this React Fast Refresh, if we go to Gutenberg plugin and we change something, and save, as you can see, both plugins get updated. And the same applies to the styles. It should be also borders. So let's say we want to change color to yellow. It's not the best choice, but yes, basically yes, that's gets applied as well. And it has also interesting features like we can do that. And then you see the error is presented on the page, so we can apply changes, save again, boom, it works. And you know, here it in Safari it took a while, yes, but everything is updated. It doesn't work with everything. Let's think about the, okay, let's change block JSON, and let's change what's in here, smiley to widget. No, it won't get updated immediately, but if you refresh the page, you know, it's like you should see that already reflected. Okay, it's like just wrong. Yeah, that's because this thing only works with something that can be changed inside the JavaScript code and doesn't hold a state. So in the future, we could improve that, but it's rather complex knowing how it works inside inside the React apps. So that also maybe not console log, but let's try something different. Alert, the most interesting. If we do that, alert is not defined. Yes, that's correct. And yes, in both places we triggered alerts. So you know, it's like it really works. It's just, you know, it's like you need to be aware that the state of the application isn't necessarily so easy to update for the things that are hold somewhere. For everything else, like working with React components, it's really nicely integrated, so everything just works.